The day begins long before the sun has climbed above the horizon. The sea is still dark, the sky painted in muted shades of grey, and beneath your feet the deck never truly rests. It rises and falls with each passing swell, reminding every soul aboard that the ocean answers only to itself. The air carries the scent of salt, damp timber, tar, and smoke from a cooking fire that struggles against the morning breeze. Somewhere above, ropes creak against the mast. Canvas snaps gently in the wind, and the watch scans the endless horizon for anything that might promise fortune or disaster. This is the life so many imagined would be one of freedom. A life beyond kings, taxes, and the strict rules of society. Yet aboard a pirate ship, freedom comes at a price measured not in gold, but in hardship. The ship itself is never quiet. Even on peaceful days, there is always something that demands attention. Rigging must be repaired before the next storm tears it apart. Sails must be patched. Pumps must be worked to keep seawater from slowly filling the hull. Every barrel is inspected, every rope checked, every loose plank hammered back into place. Salt water has little mercy for wood, and neglecting even a small repair can invite disaster weeks later when the weather turns. Comfort is almost unknown. Men sleep wherever space allows, often side by side beneath low decks where fresh air rarely reaches. Their hammocks sway with the motion of the sea, and every creak of the hull reminds them how thin the barrier is between life and the depths below. Clothing is rarely dry. Blankets grow damp, boots remain stiff with salt, and skin is rubbed raw by rough fabric that seldom has the chance to be properly washed. Food, too, loses its appeal long before supplies run out. Fresh bread disappears within days of leaving port. Meat, preserved heavily with salt, grows tougher with every meal. Hard biscuits become a daily companion, though many contain tiny insects that have made themselves at home within the flour. Fresh fruit and vegetables are precious but fleeting, and once they are gone, sailors must live without them for weeks or even months. Water, stored in wooden barrels, slowly becomes stale, sometimes taking on the taste of the casks themselves. Every meal reminds the crew how far they are from the comforts of land. Illness spreads easily in such close quarters. A single infected wound can become life-threatening. Fever passes from one hammock to another. Scurvy, brought on by months without fresh produce, weakens muscles, loosens teeth, and leaves even the strongest men exhausted. There are no hospitals waiting beyond the horizon, and no physician standing ready to help. The ship's surgeon, if one is fortunate enough to have one aboard, often possesses little more than simple tools, rough experience, and hope. Surgery is performed without anesthesia, beyond perhaps a strong drink, and survival depends as much upon luck as skill. Even the weather becomes another enemy. Calm seas may seem peaceful, but they can trap a ship for days beneath an unmoving sky, consuming precious food and water while accomplishing nothing. Then, without warning, gentle winds give way to towering waves and black clouds. Rain lashes the deck. Thunder rolls overhead. Masts groan under impossible strain, while sailors cling desperately to ropes made slippery by seawater. Every storm carries the possibility that the ship itself may simply disappear beneath the waves, taking every dream of fortune with it. When another sail finally appears upon the horizon, relief quickly gives way to tension. Every man knows that the approaching vessel could carry riches beyond imagination, or enough firepower to send them all to the bottom of the sea. Spyglasses are raised. Flags are studied. Orders are shouted across the deck as the ship changes course. If the captain chooses to give chase, the entire crew springs into motion. Sails are trimmed to capture every breath of wind. Cannons are loaded with powder and shot. Muskets are checked. Pistols are primed. Cutlasses hang ready at every sailor's side. The stories often speak of glorious victories, but they rarely linger on the waiting that comes before them. Minutes stretch into hours as two ships slowly close the distance. Every man watches the enemy watching him. Somewhere aboard the opposing vessel, another crew is making the very same preparations. Then comes the thunder. Cannons roar across the water, their smoke drifting over the waves. Heavy iron balls crash into wooden hulls, sending splinters flying like deadly arrows. Masts shudder, rigging snaps. Men cry out as wood, rope, and iron become weapons themselves. If the ships finally come alongside one another, there is no room for hesitation. Boarding is fast, chaotic, and terrifying. Smoke fills the air until it becomes difficult to see more than a few yards ahead. Pistols fire once before becoming clubs. Swords flash only briefly before bodies collide in desperate struggles for survival. Victory belongs not to the boldest storyteller, but often to whichever crew manages to keep its footing amid the confusion. Even success offers no guarantees. A captured ship may hold little worth after weeks of searching. Its cargo might consist only of lumber, grain, or supplies that barely justify the risk. The crew may spend months at sea without finding a prize valuable enough to divide into meaningful shares. Gold and silver certainly existed, but they were far less common than later legends would suggest. More often, pirates seized ordinary goods that could be sold quietly in distant ports through willing merchants. The dangers do not end once the battle is over. Damaged ships require repairs before another storm arrives. Wounded crewmates need care. Powder must be replaced, sails stitched, rigging repaired. Every victory leaves the ship weaker than before, while every defeat may be the last. Nor is every threat found beyond the rail. Pirate crews often elected their captains, but disagreements could quickly become bitter. Arguments over shares of captured cargo, accusations of cowardice, or simple personal rivalries could divide even successful crews. Loyalty was valuable, yet never absolute. A man who trusted the wrong companion might discover that betrayal arrived long before any naval ship. Meanwhile, governments never stopped hunting them. Merchant companies demanded protection for their trade, and powerful navies devoted increasing effort to chasing pirate vessels across the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Indian Ocean, and beyond. Harbors that once welcomed pirates could become dangerous overnight if governors changed sides or accepted royal pardons in exchange for turning against their former allies. For those eventually captured, the journey often ended not beneath the waves, but on the gallows. Trials were usually swift, especially when witnesses could identify stolen cargo or recognize familiar faces. Executions served another purpose beyond punishment. Bodies were sometimes displayed along busy waterways, left hanging in iron cages as warnings to every passing sailor that piracy offered not glory, but a grim and public end. Others escaped neither rope nor prison. They simply vanished. A hurricane swallowed their ship. A hidden reef tore open the hull. Disease carried away the crew one by one until no hands remained to guide the vessel. Somewhere beneath the restless sea lie countless wrecks whose names have long since faded from memory, taking their stories with them into silence. And so the pirate's life, remembered today through tales of buried treasure and daring adventure, was more often a story of hunger than wealth, of exhausting labor rather than endless freedom, and of uncertainty from the first sunrise to the last. The sea offered opportunity, but it demanded far more in return. Each voyage asked for strength, endurance, and a willingness to wager everything against storms, sickness, violence, and fate itself. For many who stepped aboard believing they had escaped the hardships of life on land, they discovered instead that they had traded one difficult world for another, one where every dawn was earned, every horizon concealed new dangers, and the greatest prize was simply living long enough to see another morning.